will serve you if you live with clear priorities. And a lot of people always want to ask me, Jamel, what has been the key to your success in life? And there are a lot of things that I could say have contributed to my success, but I believe that understanding the value of time and having clear priorities in my life has really made all the difference for me. One of the things that you have to guard against is other people trying to push and project their problems and their priorities onto you. People are always vying for your time. They want you to do this. They want you to do that. They want you to respond to this. And I always tell people, if I respond to everything that everybody else wants me to do, I'll never do the things that I want to do. And so I'm very clear about my priorities, and I don't allow people to condemn or force me into or make me feel bad so that I'll do what they want to do, because at the end of the day, people are going to do what they want to do, and they're going to live their lives, so I'm going to live mine, and I'm going to live mine to the best of my ability. And I figured out that when you make that type of stance, you create a lot of enemies, because there are a lot of people that want you to serve their agenda, but when it comes to anything you want to interested. And so, I spent early years of my life trying to be a people pleaser, and it was one of the most miserable places that you could ever live. And I see so many people that are living their lives as people pleasers, trying to make everybody happy. And I say, why would I spend all my life making everybody else happy while I'm miserable? I'm going to live on purpose, and I'm going to live the life that I want to live, and I desire and deserve to live, and I'm going to live it fully. And I encourage all of you to do that. And when you make that type of decision and stance, like I said, it's going to create some conflict and some tension, because there's always going to be all of these other things that people want you to do, and there's only so much time. So you can't take on everything. You can't say yes to everything. You can't do everything. I have to expend my energy wisely, because there are so many, what's the word I'm looking for? There are so many things that demand my attention. There are so many assignments that I have to do that I really have to be selective about what I invest time and energy into. And everybody won't understand that. And so you just have to be okay with that, and you have to set clear boundaries in your life so that people don't cross those boundaries, and you create even greater tension and hostility in your relationship. So time will serve you when you live with clear priorities. I encourage every person to, number one, get clear about your priorities, and number two, stay clear. Because, like I said, the minute you establish clear priorities in your life, people are going to try to step all over those priorities, and they're going to try to tell you what they think you should be doing and where they think you should be investing time and energy. And you got to focus on yourself sometimes. I'm one of those people. I have to remind myself that you have to focus on Jamel sometimes, and it can't always be about what everybody else wants you to do or what everybody else thinks you should do, or, vice versa. But you have to make sure that you are giving the time and the energy and the focus to your goals and your vision and the things that you want to do with your life. But that's another discussion for another day. We're not going to go there too much. Time will be wasted if you have no respect for it. Let me say it again. Time will be wasted if you have no respect for time. And I see so many people in the world. I have to say this. I don't know why I just feel so prompted to talk about time and priorities today, but I'm going to stay on this until I feel the release to move on to something else. You have to have a proper respect for time in your life. So many people, so much of what we see on social media is a bunch of hoopla and a bunch of garbage, to be honest with you. A lot of people telling us that if we just think happy thoughts and we just speak happy words and positive words, that everything about our lives is going to change. And as somebody that's been doing this work for a long time, your life is not just going to change because you think happy thoughts and speak good words. There are so many parameters that impact your success in life. In fact, there are 12 environments that you have to cultivate for a life of success. And, you know, as I've worked with clients over the years in these 12 areas or 12 environments, people are like, Jamel, I never realized that so much was off about my life. You know, I thought if I just did A, B, C, D, I would be successful. And I told them, well, how did that work out for you? They said it didn't work out very good. And I think a lot of times we're majoring on minors, and we're minoring on things that we should be majoring on in our lives. And one of the greatest things we should be majoring on is how are you using your time? Because I talk to so many people that tell me that they don't have enough time. And when I begin to do what I call a time assessment or audit of their lives, we find out that they had a lot of time. It's just wasted. It's not prioritized or categorized properly, and they're just wasting their lives. They're binge watching Netflix. They're scrolling social media. They're hanging out every weekend. They're sitting on the couch, and life is passing by. They're not really doing anything productive with their lives, and yet they have convinced themselves that they're going to create this remarkable life and this enduring legacy. And I'm like, how is it going to happen without action? Inaction is not only the mother of failure. Inaction is the birthplace for regret. And so, you know, people are wondering why they keep creating failure and regret in their life, and they're creating it because they're not taking the action. And I feel like a lot of people are like, well, Jamel, I can't take all the action. Well, take a step. Do something that moves you toward a different outcome. Because if you do the same, you get the same. And if you do different, you get different. And what different thing is going to move your life into the next dimension? What I do know is that sitting around and expecting your life to change without any type of execution or action is a recipe for misery and failure. You have to do something about your life. Your life is not going to change without your cooperation, and you are the catalyst for all change that's going to happen in your life. And in order for 2024 to be different, you're going to have to be different. Old strategies will not produce new outcomes. So if you are bringing the same strategies, the same outdated solutions and tactics into this year, you're going to get the same thing you got in 2023. A lot of us don't realize that the harvest we're getting is directly proportionate and commiserate to the seeds that we've been sowing. And the seeds we've been sowing are mediocre, average, below our potential, below the threshold of what's really possible for our lives. And it's robbing us of the possibilities of what our lives can become. More importantly, old habits and inferior beliefs won't create new breakthroughs. I really want you to get that. Old habits and inferior beliefs won't create new breakthroughs. So people will say, Happy New Year. And one of the things that I ask people, and I've had people get offended when I ask them this, is what's new about this year? Besides the new calendar and the new planner that you bought from the store, what's new about this year? Because 99% of people, the only thing that is new was the calendar that changed. The only thing that's new is the goals that they set, but nothing else is new. They don't have a new mindset. They don't have a new vocabulary. They don't have a new vision. They don't have a new courage or determination. They don't have a new strategy. Everything about their life is the same, yet they are expecting these different outcomes to happen. And if this year is going to be different, you are going to have to be different. What we miss is that new years without transformation will not produce new outcomes. And so if this year is going to be different for you, it's going to be because there was some type of transformation that took place in you that set you on the course for greater results in the days to come. This year has already challenged me in more ways than you could ever imagine. I've been pushed beyond limits and challenged to think differently and challenged to grow in every aspect of my life this year. I don't know about you, but 2024 has caused me to be challenged and pushed and to grow in